The full names for Mel, socially I'm known as Mel. It's Modise Melus Shabalala.
When it comes to arresting, what does the law say with regards to citizens' arrest?
He commits an offense and commit another offense by running away. Oh, okay.
Yes.
You use your arrogance based on whatever happened to you. And I normally say, the moment you go into pass a roadside, you don't know the meaning of that sign. You are the cause of an accident. Because you're going to feel.
All right. So you spoke about behavior, and I want to ask you a slightly controversial question that, again, is just based off what we call things and whatever. So you're saying that there are people who normally cause accidents, right? If you can't read the road signs or whatever. So there are like a lot of stereotypes in South Africa about who causes accidents. Number one, people will say it's taxi drivers. Number two, people will say people like Lindsay who drive big SUVs. They are the ones that cause accidents. I would say it's the motorcycle drivers who just come out of nowhere. And then others who are sexist will say, it's the women. From your experience, your personal experience.
My personal experience.
Who are the biggest contributors of, in fact, there might be even a fifth one. Other people say, no, it's the pedestrians who are jaywalking. They are also a big cause of accident. Who exactly, in your experience, just your personal opinion, who are the people who we should be pointing a finger at, if there are any?
Yeah, people who knows their rights. They're very dangerous.
Okay. Wait, did you say people who know their rights?
Also, people
my
who say,
opinion, and
I have the right to.
I know my rights.
yes,
To drive.
who knows their rights.
I have a right to drive at 80, so I'm going to go into that passing lane and I'm going to stick on 80.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter what is happening behind me
Yeah.
because I am right.
Yeah. No, people who are causing the accident, one, like I mentioned, people who knows their rights, compromising their safety.
So they're right, but they're dying.
Yeah, they're right. They're smart. Two, how often do you put petrol or diesel in your car? Maybe 2 times in a day. And there's a garage, and the garage wall in front is a glass. And you are facing this way. You don't even bother to check your tail lights if they are working.
Oh, okay. So people who are negligent about
Yes.
the state of their cars. Okay.
And as far as the tail lights are concerned, it's a pre-trip inspection.
Yes, according to K53. Before
You
take the
understand.
trip.
So,
Yes.
so I love how you guys are confidently talking about pre-trip inspection.
Exactly.
Other people get their license, Uber Eats to them. It gets delivered. So they don't know those
They
things.
forget the manual. They forget the manual. Yeah, they bring the product, they forget the manual. Yeah. And then the other thing, your wheel alignment.
Okay.
After some time, it depends on the make of the vehicle.
Yes.
The user manual will tell you after so many kilometers,
Yes.
take the vehicle back to wheel alignment. Just simple wheel alignment. You understand? Because wheel alignment is going to chow your tires inside where you cannot see them. Well, now when you wake up in the morning, you just kick it. Van Damme. Go ahead, you sharp.
Then you start moving.
You understand? Now the car is out of alignment. It means another wheel is pulling this way, another wheel is pulling this way. It's just a matter of time. You understand? Because there's a friction between the tar road and the vehicle through those wheels. You understand? Distraction in the car.
Okay.
You cannot be smoking, operating the phone, driving,
Having an argument.
having an argument.
Yeah,
You
I
are
saw a
distracted.
lady who nearly caused a major accident on the freeway
You understand?
because she was arguing with her boyfriend.
Yeah. And then there are those, ironically, accident causers. You are not emotionally fit from your house. That can lead to your brain destruction. You take the vehicle towards the public road. When you get to public road, that thing is going to come. I'm a driver, I know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Ultimately, you will find yourself driving 40.
Is that why also, because if you look at your learners and your license requirements, they do say that they actually can't give someone who is mentally unstable. They're not allowed, and I think also someone who suffers from epileptic fits is not allowed to have, and then that's why with the PDP, what they do is they require you to have a medical certificate actually before you.
Yes, that's for that reason. You
So,
understand?
in fact, let me be a bit spicy. Farenje aromatilam. You know, I once saw a meme on Twitter that says, so it's a meme of Mbuyiseni Ndlozi, a picture of him in Parliament, and then the caption reads, "Does Coca-Cola know that their cold drinks are 200 rand?" I want to talk about bribes. Let's just get straight to it. We all know it happens. I want to find out from you. Obviously, you've lasted over 20 years. It means that you know yourself. You have certain principles that binds you. How tempting is it to deny a bribe when we've heard that there are officers who make more money from bribes than their actual salaries? The cost of living is expensive. Petrol is going up every second month. The bond is going up. Yes, and there's no one that will agree and say that, you know what, I get paid enough. Everyone wants to get paid more because of the cost of living. I want to find out, what does it take as an officer for you to actually deny a bribe that you can see is years easy money? What needs to go through your head?
You see the sub opportunity in that by stealing.
Yes.
You understand? Whatever you have worked for is gone. But the situation at that particular time pushes you. Shit, I need this. I must take it. It's none of you. Instead, corruption is no. There is nothing I can modify. Corruption is wrong. It's wrong. Out of story. You understand? I don't even want to understand the reason why you are doing it.
Okay.
Because
there's no right reason for doing the wrong
there is
thing.
no right
justification
reason
for the wrong thing.
do the wrong thing. Let's say as a member in the uniform, you are experiencing the financial difficulties. You've got the HR. Guys, 1 and 2 and 3, I'm suffocating. What the best option can I do? Some of HRs, they will give the money in advance and take it bit by bit monthly from your salary.
Almost like loan.
Like a loan.
Yes.
You understand? Some entities, I'm not sure if the one of the Minister of Finance has passed. That from your pension fund you can kapuna kancane and send blah blah blah. You understand? So you can go for that road.
Rather
You
than taking
understand?
from
And
motorists.
if maybe it's a VA, there is a financial rehabilitation.
Okay.
You understand? Because let's say, for instance, you are struggling financially to fill your car with the petrol to go to work.
Yes.
Maybe, as an example, they will arrange transport for you.
Yes.
So you save for fuel. Then you can align your financial matters. Because I struggle to understand the reason why should you steal while being given opportunity to survive.
Yes.
So you're risking.
I really don't want to.
You're risking
say
your 20,000 rand every month for 200 rand.
for
on the
200 rand. You understand? With that 200 rand, ngabe ulale nje 2 days inyana ungagawulanga ngeke ufujiswa ukuthiwa waphela 40 days ne ngangekho mina kushiwo njalo. You understand? So 2 days won't harm.
Yes. So you said something about rehabilitation and the softer issues. One of the questions that we had sent in.
Yeah, Terran Fisher, one of our viewers. Okay.
Yeah, they were asking, do you get training or do you get counseling in terms of dealing with trauma? Because we can imagine if you're working with guns, you're working with criminals. As we know, we are a crime-ridden country, and a lot of things happen that are traumatic. Do you get counseling for that? And do people take it up, and does it work for them, and that sort of thing?
It is there. It is there. But what I would like to say about it, it all depends on your attitude towards it. But it is there.
Okay.
It is
But
there.
so one of my very good friends, he was in the SAPS, and he mentions that during his time, a lot of the guys or a lot of the officers didn't take up that opportunity because what would have happened is that once you take it, you are seen as weak. Then your superiors are able to use that as a tool to not intimidate, but to
suppress you.
Yeah, to suppress you basically from opportunities. And they'll say things like, no, you're not fit enough to be on the road. Come and certify, come and do affidavits, you hand in your gun and so forth. Do you think, or from your experience, have you seen that happen where someone decided to take up the psychological assistance that is there, and because of them having accepted that help, they were now being denied certain opportunities?
Okay, maybe we should start here. When the post was advertised,
Yes.
you were promised a job. And they said, this will be your salary. This will be the job. As per job, remember the employer, whether you are weak or strong, can decide. I want to shift you from here to here.
Yes.
You be normal, without any trauma, without nothing. That's your employer. Who sticks to his promise, your salary, basic salary, is like this, and I will never fail. And they never fail with the basic salary. You understand? I think where people get it wrong is now the benefit of the overtimes and unusual hours, blah, blah, blah. You see those benefits. But trust me, even if they cannot pay them and you have worked, basic salary comes straight without fail.
Okay.
So your mandate is between you and your employer. Your basic salary monthly comes. How your employer wants you to do the job is his decision. You understand? Now, when you say the guy did not want to go for
Counseling.
counseling, for I think what I have already mentioned now, I don't go with that, because whether even if you can sleep at the hospital for the whole year, through that counseling, your basic salary won't
be
go
there.
down. if we do it goes up. Even yours is going to go up. You understand? I think, being honest, those guys, they're getting paid well. Their lifestyle is beyond what they can
They're living
get.
beyond their means.
You understand? They live beyond the means. You understand? And that's going to give them the problem in future. You understand? Because the salary is well.
Okay. So
To
now
take
there are
care
two
of them.
hanging on this other
Yes,
extra
you
bit.
understand? And
It's
now remember,
it's
are
like the parliamentarians hanging on to the perks at all
Yes.
costs, trying to get a seat in
Yeah.
parliament. In fact, that was going to be my next question, because I heard you saying,
Before your next question,
yeah,
I want to understand, is this question, does it goes to all the racials or only the ideal black officers. Because we've got whites, we are also doing that. We've got Indians, we're also doing that. We've got colors, we're also doing that. We've got blacks, we're also doing that. Corruption.
Yeah, look, I think obviously from we speaking from what we see and what we hear around, and
What do you see, Lynn, on the
So
street?
so what I see and what I hear is majority black officers.
But
Because
isn't
because
that-
I operate in black spaces.
Okay.
That could be
isn't
the
that-
reason.
Yes, yes.
Isn't that like anywhere else? Because I mean, some of us are lucky enough or unlucky enough that you come across officers of different races.
Yeah. Yes.
And
Because of where
still
your
say,
environment
yes,
is.
yes.
Yeah, I think it'll obviously speak to your environment where you
Yeah.
frequent.
Yeah, because
So I'm not saying it's only. I'm saying that's what I'm exposed to.
yes, that's why I'm now have to come to place to defend the black racial, which I presume you've got that thing in your mind, and everyone else who is viewing this, you understand?
Just to jump on that, maybe to ask it in two ways. There's something that we don't have, and I'm asking, do you think it would help? And I'll give an example. Do you think maybe body cams can work, for our metro cops and the force in general? And I ask this just to say on the same thing that you'll remember the very famous thing with Clive from Boston.
Yeah.
Pay my salary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where you can see that there was some certain racial,
Connotation.
overtones in how he was addressing the officer, the things he was saying, and how he was saying. And, luckily enough, she was able to hold her ground. She knew the law. She knew what she needed to say, and so on and so forth. Do you think things like body cams can help, with just helping, the public understand what goes on in a real crime situation and so on, and also to help the behavior of motorists? Because I know from the motorist point of view, if I have a dash cam, I get confident because if he does anything wrong,
I've got footage.
him. But it should also obviously work on the other side for the officer to say that this person was being disrespectful, this person was doing this person was so on. Do you think body cams and those kind of things would help in any way?
No, I think as far as both of them, actually, let me say, there is law,
Yes.
there is AI, artificial intelligence, of which those camps, I think, previously we had law, and people have been convicted
Yes.
through the previous law. Cameras were not there.
Okay.
You understand?
Yes.
And I fail to understand why should the court believe the motorist or an ordinary citizen over a state first witness who was interested to save the country with pride.
And to enforce the very
Because
law.
of the AI device, the court must change the thinking capacity. The officer is wrong. I fail to understand there. Two, we're talking about the cam. Who is calibrating that camera? Because the device. Somebody must be calibrating that camera. Somebody must be available to when he's been summoned to court to say, bring your calibration certificate. When was the last this camera was
When was it
calibrated?
serviced?
Yes,
You understand?
I want to ask a question. Once you start
see,
talking calibration, what? Hey,
Calibration.
calibration. Hey,
Yeah, because
English. It's not our language, man.
that's
It came
the
with
reason
shit.
why I've got the problem with AI system and the law as in being practiced by a human.
Yes.
You
Okay,
understand?
because
So,
it's,
Mshen-
it's now bringing us more complications rather than solutions.
Solutions.
Because
Definitely.
now the lawyer has more things to tick off and say, no, let's attack the camera.
Yeah.
Let's attack
But
this.
but
let's
here's
attack
where
this.
I want to poke holes now
Yeah.
in the speeding. If I'm driving
Okay.
and there's a camera, but your colleagues are sitting here below the tree,
Yeah.
and no one is manning that thing, it's on a bridge or even there on its own. and obviously trucks are passing and that thing is moving. Can I stop and demand to see the calibration certificate? Can I ask to see if the officer who is manning or operating that thing has the requisite skills to operate that camera?
You cannot stop. You will be stopped. Remember, when you stop and question those people, they are not reporting to you, those people. You understand? They had their own parade and inspection wherever everything was inspected, their own path. And then you are passing by, you're going wherever you're going. When they stop you, you don't demand, you request. And normally it's that you request. You are allowed to do that. But rest assured, I will tell you, not everyone works at speed. Only trained officers.
Oh, okay.
The officer will be having the certificate of competence
For
to
themselves.
operate the
Okay.
device. The device will be having the recent calibration certificate. The officer will be having the appointment card. What else do you want?
So if, and I'm sure it has its expiry date, does a speeding fine stand if I got the speeding fine from an officer whose calibration or the camera calibration certificate or the officer's competency certificate has maybe expired, or does it not expire?
The competency won't expire, but the calibration,
Of the
it
instrument.
depends of the device they are using, has got a time frame, just like a motor vehicle. After 15,000 Ks, back to service.
Okay.
Yeah.
So before we close off, there's another burning issue that a lot of people wrote in and asked about blue lights. So can you maybe explain from a legal point of view why those things exist? What are they actually used for, besides bullying us on the road or whatever?
Yeah.
What exactly is the thinking behind it? Because sometimes I feel like we fight against things because we don't understand what is the purpose of the thing and so on, and we think we know our rights, and we might find that our rights have nothing to do with this thing. Why are there blue lights? What do they work for? Are they supposed to be always on? Is it a situational sort of thing? Please just give us that understanding.
Okay. No, I think I'll only respond to people who have bought the driver's license and they forgot to take the manual. But those who have gone through the K53, because there's a few pages of K53 when you just open it.
Yes. No. There might be some people listening who are like 15 or 14 and they haven't gotten to that age yet. Just for their
understanding.
for their benefit.
That's why I wanted first to respond
To those guys
to
to
those
say,
who
go back to the book.
Those who passed.
who passed. Ironic. You understand? No, blue light and the siren is a warning devices
Okay.
in terms of emergency. Similar to when I said you cannot stop at a speed camera and then question blah, 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 blah. Because those people who, when they alert you, we are responding to an emergency. They will only have the blue light and the audible siren for you to be aware, and you give the way. They are not bullying you.
Okay.
You understand? There is something that is it's emergency.
Okay.
Emergency. So it's not questionable. You see emergency light, the siren, you give away. All the questions you have, ask the person next to you in your same car. Forget those ones. Let them go.
So I
You
can't
understand?
sit there and think, what if these guys are just rushing because they're late for a meeting? What
They are
if
late.
There's
I
no,
might ask
there's no
them now.
emergency. I know this guy stays next my
Exactly.
neighbor.
Yes.
I know he's going home. He just wants to pass the traffic.
Yes. No, if you are in that mode, on the side of each and every single police vehicle, because that one passed you running, there is another one stationary. You take, there's a number phone there. You phone the station. I saw vehicle 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 doing 1, 2, 3. Then the station will do the investigation. You understand? And then to find out if that vehicle was on emergency situation or
not.
personal issues. Because remember, those cars, they've got tracking devices, they are being monitored. There is a control room for all the incidents on the road. They will be knowing who was driving the vehicle and for what good reason. There is no way we would say, "Ngizoshaya isiren or ngenze iphula," without a reason. That will be upon the instruction. Let's say maybe we are doing the area patrol.
Yes.
When you are doing the area patrol, you will be instructed. Switch on the blue lights. So the community will see your presence.
Okay.
Visible policing.
Visible policing. I don't know. Military, they call it Vispol. Yeah, Vispol.
Yeah,
You are the visible policing. You understand? Then you can do the blue light even if you are driving at 20. You
Gee,
understand? But now I think your question based on the freeway,
Yes.
or maybe not just a freeway. They are now pushing you.
Yes, transportation of the president or the premiers or the
Exactly.
ministers.
You understand? There is a procedure to do those things. They don't just do them because I can do it. No. There was instruction. Somebody is there to answer for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess now, bringing it back, now we're getting out of the job, we're going back to the person. What would you say has been the highlights of your career personally? What do you think? Because you said you had a personal reason for why you wanted to join the force. Have you fulfilled that vision and that dream that you wanted to fulfill? Do you feel like, there's something that makes you like think, yeah, this is a blue tick or a green tick and say, this is good. And I feel like my job is important because of this, or I've achieved a lot because of this.
Okay. Where do I start?
In the beginning.
Always.
God created earth and the ocean.
Yeah.
No, I've got authority.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I give you instruction and one way or another, you'll do it.
Okay.
You understand? There is no way you will do it. You will do it. I give you instruction. It's the authority. But that does not mean I have to misuse the powers invented to me by the states. Mm-hmm. 2, I have been exposed to a lot of things.
Okay.
Nice,
And not so nice.
painful.
Yeah.
I've got highlights like some of you guys, I know, President Mandela on TV.
Yes.
I know him in person.
Wow. Okay.
Even in his last days, I was part of that team.
Okay.
That's, to me, something to put in the box, to say, one day. And I know your president currently in person
Okay.
because of this job.
Oh, nice.
I transported the Deputy Chief of Justice, who is now the Chief of Justice,
Yes.
Mr. Zondo,
Tian.
in person.
Okay. So I guess the children listening now are like, this is a nice job.
The sports icon,
Yes.
the sports icons, I don't know. Those are the good memories that I have in my diary, that I have been with so and so and so and so. And some of people were envy to meet those people, and they, unfortunately.
So
You
those are the
understand?
good, and
Good.
I think as we wrap up, maybe and obviously the type of job that you're doing is an extremely dangerous one at times. What is your most painful memory of your plus 20 years in the service? What is that one thing that it could either be losing a colleague on the line of duty, or it could be a decision that you made where you look back now and you think, had I just turned right instead of turning left, the situation would have panned out differently?
Yeah, obviously losing colleagues. I lost a lot of colleagues, and they were my friends at work.
Aish.
That's how close they were. I lost most of them, and I saw how they died. They didn't pass away. They died because they were killed.
Because they were killed, yes.
And I had to smell their blood, unfortunately, because I was there. I've seen a lot of my colleagues being arrested for your previous question, corruption and bribery.
Aish.
And then you've been like assessing the situation. You know, God forbid, it comes in your mind when you get to the scene. I remember one scene in M2.
Yes.
One of our colleagues from SAPS was shot. I remember the view I had in my eyes, the lower jaw, yeah?
Sure.
He was out
Yeah.
with the rifle. And he was in Baola,
Yeah.
the rifle. And I'm very like, may God remember this man. Because what I saw, if this man survives, he's going to feel pain until he dies. May God decide. Not that I wished for him to die, but may God decide. It's what we see every day. You become in the situation. It could have been me.
Yeah.
I delayed
Yes.
to arrive at the scene. He arrived first. You understand? Things like those, they traumatize you. You are being called. I'm sure you don't even know how a rotten person or a body, let me say how a rotten body smells like. You don't know. And I think if you can know, you won't even eat.
Aish.
You've been called to come and do the necessary.
And you don't have a choice. You can't decide you don't want to do it.
Exactly. You cannot. You have to do it. Somebody's been knocked or been shot. But you know, assassination is different from shooting. One
Yes.
shot, bah! No. You rifle a person.
They want to
share
make
the
sure.
mincemeat,
Yes.
and then we call you.
And then you need to
Come
pick up
and do.
all those things.
And our colleagues, the paramedics, will only just come to declare and leave you
To deal with the remains.
The remains until the mod buggy comes and pick the remains out. Let alone, don't forget, in 30 years, you might be called a court. The
To replay.
children of that deceased, they want answers and closure.
Yes.
You were the first responder to that scene. You must be prepared.
Aish.
So those things, you don't sleep. Some of which you make mistakes. When you yourself, you assess, I'm in shit here.
I should have done this. I shouldn't have.
I am in shit here. Should they notice this point, I'm game down. You assess yourself. And then now you bring all the entities into place. If disciplinary hearing committee asks me this, I fail to answer myself.
Yes.
The court asked me this, I fail to answer myself. There is I fail to. How am I going to answer these people? You see yourself that I made a mistake and I'm in shit. How do you sleep at night? You understand? Because some of the mistakes that we do, as an example, a car knocks the person, it's in the night, the knock-off hours, you're tired. You say, I didn't see, shot left.
Aish. And did someone saw you?
No. Let alone someone saw you. Somebody saw entity's vehicle You understand?
And like you
Now
said
they
previously, it's
check,
numbered.
Remember,
And they said, no,
that's
this was the number
forget
on
because
it.
That's
you
happened
did
to me.
not even have time to take the number plate.
Yes.
The
No, I'm
call
saying on
sign.
the marking on the
Or
vehicle.
even that on the marking, you didn't have time to look. It's in the night. Investigation takes place. Eyewitness. At what about time this thing happened? Or estimate the night. The vehicle involved. The computer box in your car.
Yes.
It will determine the impact time when the hash brakes were pressed. Eyewitness 10:25, computer box 10:15,
Yeah. Fairly
balance
close.
of probability.
Yeah.
Now they check the satellite. Remember, all this vehicle, they've got a tracking devices. At this time, which car passed here? They will get you, bro.
Yeah.
Those
I
are the
know-
mistakes.
And I know these things happen because it happened to me when my car was totaled. One of the first cars that passed the scene was a police vehicle. And the guy literally slowed down, he looked around, and he sped off.
Yeah.
And here I am bleeding and all of that. And I saw this guy and I saw, his colleague, and if I was present, I would have even taken note of the
markings.
the markings on the side. But anyway, my last question, just keeping that in mind, is if you can address two groups of people, the one group of people who must stay away from the force, as to say, don't join the force if you think you're going to be doing X, Y, and Z, or it's an easy way to do this and this and this and that. And then the second group of people is the people who you think should consider joining the force, that if you are a person like this, this and that, or you believe in this, or you are able to do that, please consider joining the force. If you can talk to those two groupings.
Okay. This is my personal opinion. I'm not going to answer it on behalf of the procedure and terms and condition of how to join the force.
Yeah.
But you need to be, to those who want to be the
Yes.
part, feel it inside. Let it be a calling. Don't want to get rich fast. I'm not saying those people, they are rich. I'm not saying that.
Yes.
You understand why I'm saying rich fast? You know the temptation.
Yes.
You can be a millionaire within a day. You understand? For some reason.
With the wrong things.
With the wrong things. You understand? Have a calling, have a passion, you can be in the force. But if you feel this is a comfort zone, it is not. Don't come. It is not. Just a change. But there are a lot of curious inside. Guys, when you see the men in uniform, it's going to take us back to just the scenario we just had to would say the accident and then the police vehicle ran away or so forth, blah, blah, blah. You need to check. Either way, when I do the permit to drive this vehicle, the policy binds me to say, you see a criminal activity, you stop. But now, I'm working in the office. I know nothing about what is happening in the street.
Yeah.
I still stop.
Yes.
Because people, they don't see the office. They see the police car. For that car to stop is intimidation to further criminal activity,
Yes.
if it was going to be there. It's a hope to people who are there. At least the help is coming. Then you call relevant people. You don't pass. With unmarked, yes, you can use those privileges. But with a marked one, you stop.
Yes.
You understand?
Cool.
So it's like that. So there are a lot of careers in this job. I might be wearing the uniform, but I'm doing like one of the entity in Johannesburg, the JMPD. I know it's got the spokesperson, which is Mr. Kolani.
Yes.
Mr. Kolani Fish.
Unfit.
Yeah, he's one of my friends, that guy. Before I can say anything on the social media platform, whatever, I talk to him first.
Yes.
1 and 2 and 3 and 3. I want to make a joke. I say, hey, don't do those things. You understand? I consult.
It's broad, yes.
So that I cannot step on somebody's toes. Now you take that man as a media personnel. Uyomfaka kuma assassination as sevens with immediate effect. He's not gonna cope. He needs first go for training for that kind of situation. What I'm saying is not all the officers can handle the scene the way you expect.
Ah, okay.
Operationally.
Operationally. One will be open enough to say, driver, I am not informed of 1 and 2 and 3, but I will be with you and call the relevant people.
Okay.
And I prefer that person
Fair
than the
enough.
person who's going to be doing something
wrong. Ish.
And while that person is gone, since they come back to you, you can't answer. I don't even know the person. You understand? Yeah, that is that.
Gee whiz.
Let it be your calling.
Time has flown.
Yeah.
And I think we...
And my
we
water is
probably-
finished.
I think we probably...
Today?
We are definitely going to need to call you back.
Tuesday.
Where we can delve in a bit deeper in terms of the other opportunities available to you as a police officer, and these we're talking opportunities besides just visible policing, the other ones that is not spoken about a lot. So we definitely need to do that. Anything else from your side, Akani?
I am covered.
You are covered. Okay, and from my side, Mr. Linzito, the number one motivator south side of the equator, shopping away.
All right. We are not coming to
I know. Thanks, guys, for invitation. I tell you, so good, man. For I'm sure we'll get